Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have an update for you, and this update is for Bentley Men Absolute. This one came out 2014. The perfumer is Michel Almairac, the same perfumer as the Gucci Pour Homme, the original. And yes, this is very close to Gucci Pour Homme, the original, which discontinued many years ago, and many people loved that fragrance. And this one is very good alternative to it. So there's good news and bad news, unfortunately. Sadly, let me tell you, the performance is not good. So this is being watered down, sadly. And on my skin, it went around 3 to 4 hours on the skin. On the t-shirt, maybe around 5 to 6 hours. So very disappointing in that term, because when I bought it many years ago, about 5-6 years ago, it was very good performer, around at least around 8 hours plus. Projection was very good. The projection again is very weak because it's watered down. You get maybe half an hour to 45 minutes of an arm length, maybe a little bit even less, and then very quickly becomes a skin scent. So unless you go super heavy on the trigger, the projection again is not as good as it used to be, unfortunately. So this is the thing, they ruined everything for us. And just repeated story. Every time we get something, we love it, we enjoy it, they ruin it. And all that is because of money. Everything else they tell you is rubbish, complete bollocks. So the reality is they water it down because they want to make more money, okay? Because the ingredients is in here. The oil, for example, used to be maybe about 20 to 25% oil. Now is about 10 to 15% oil, for example. Yeah, I'm not sure how, I'm not I don't have a machine to work it out exactly, but the performance tells everything. You don't need to be an expert, you don't need to be a scientist, you don't need to be a very clever person to work out. They watered it down because they want to make more money, unfortunately, and it's very disappointing. The smell itself is almost the same, although it doesn't have the oomph anymore. So it used to have this oomph to it. It's not there anymore, but the smell profile is almost the same. It didn't change that much, but for me it's a big disappointment. I can recommend two alternative to this one. They won't be exact same, but it's the same ballpark. Okay, first is this beauty, Lalique White. Okay, don't shout, this is much brighter. Okay, this is much brighter, this is much darker, but the pencil shading, the woods, the cedar is exactly the same as this, and this one performs better. Although this one is not a beast mode itself, it's about 5-6 hours, but it's better than this. And unfortunately, again, very disappointing with the Bentley, but this one is a good alternative, as I said. But this one is much brighter, it's much citrusier, it's a little bit more floral. This one doesn't have citrus or floral. Okay, so this is much brighter version of this, if you like. All right, and the other alternative is Cloud Montana Graphite. So that one is very close to this, I would say about 80-90% close to it, because again, that pencil shaving, woods, cedar, huge cedar in there, and it's a little bit of spiciness and all that. Apart from the incense, that Cloud Montana doesn't have an incense. Here they got an incense, but that one again 80-90% close to this, and it performs much better, again around maybe 6 to 7 hours, or maybe even 8 hours. Yeah, 6 to 8 hours, let's say, with Cloud Montana Graphite at the toilet, I think 100 ml. You can find that one around maybe £30 or so, or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. But that one again is a much better performer than this Bentley. Unfortunately, again, very disappointing. So the smell itself, we know it, we love it. At least I loved it, and uh, it opens quite nicely. When it opens, you think, okay, this is going to perform because it's quite strong. But after 15-20 minutes, suddenly it just woo, it just drops, and it becomes a skin scent very quickly. And on t-shirt, it stays quite a long time, but you know, you smell it yourself. Nobody else will smell it, and that's the problem with it. It doesn't have projection anymore. You know, maybe half an hour projection, and that's it. And even that half an hour is not a big projection. It's about, you know, quite weak to moderate projector. So on t-shirt it stays quite a long time. I put it on t-shirt yesterday, and I could smell it almost this morning. So it's just a, let's say on t-shirt goes about 7 hours, 8 hours. But again, it doesn't have projection, so you smell it yourself, but nobody else will, unless they come very, very close to you. So again, I cannot recommend it because it's much weaker now. It's watered down, even though the price is, it's not you know, it's not a very expensive. It's about £30 or maybe under, but it used to be something else. It used to be much stronger, much last longer, and much better projection, and unfortunately all those gone. So if you want to buy this, you're going to buy it just for the smell, and you smell it yourself, and for the sake of just the smell itself. But don't expect to perform well, don't expect it to project well, don't expect it. So all these things are gone now, sadly. So what can we do? You know, this is not on. You know, these people just ruin everything. Because don't forget, fragrances, perfumes, they are not just saucepan. You buy a saucepan, you use it, you check it out, you get another one. That's a saucepan. There is no emotional attached to it. Although some people get attached even to the saucepan, which is understandable. You know, if you get a nice one, and also, you know, it's a special one, or you have a special connection to it, or whatsoever, and so on and so forth. But perfumes are very emotionally attached because it will ingrain in your memory time, places, people, and all that. And when you smell it, it will take you to those places, to the people, to the time, to the place, and all that. Okay, so because of that, when something like this happens, it ruins it. It ruins that memory. It ruins that emotional connection. It ruins that history. It ruins that emotional attachment to the place, time, people. And it's very, very nasty. So it's not a simple thing. Some people say, oh, who cares, just move on, blah blah. I understand that. I don't have a choice. I will move on. But this is been going on for many years, and every time a majority of people get used to some special perfumes in the community. For example, this one used to be very special, and then it will ruin, you know. And also it will ruin our what do you call it, our group, or our what you say, collective memory. Okay, so because the for the last 6-7 years, the fragrance community, the fracom, becomes much bigger, and now we have, to some extent, we have a collective memory. For example, you know, Creed Aventis, almost everybody heard of it, and majority of people agree that Creed Aventis is a nice fragrance, and this is a collective memory, or collective perspective, or collective liking of something, or something like that. Okay, so and they would ruin that collectiveness as well, because I'm connecting with you right now via this medium, and I'm telling you that our connection, which used to be good with this fragrance, now is ruined. So this is another aspect of it, this is another side of it, which it ruins our collective memories, our collective emotional attachment to each other. So anyway, I don't want to become a negative and rambling old fart, so excuse me if I am a bit, I won't say upset. It is upsetting, but I won't say I'm upset. But why, for God's sake? You had a beautiful fragrance, it was selling well, many people received it well, they praised it. Now you ruined it. Why? Just for the money, for the sake of money, for the sake of more money, because these companies, don't forget, they are super rich. Just a few weeks ago, Mr. Tom Ford sold his company for $2 billion. Can you imagine that? He sold it to some other companies, I can't remember, Estee Lauder or something. Anyway, so $2 billion. Even if all that money doesn't go to himself, say quarter of it, he's a super multimillionaire for the rest of his life, and maybe 10 generation after him. Why? Because he was selling these perfumes he was making for a tenner, for a fiver, 200, 300, 400 pounds, and we suckers, excuse my language, we paid for it. Well, not me personally, I never bought Tom Ford in my life, but this is the story of, unfortunately, these people are, at the end of the day, their business, they're making money, and if they can get away with it, they give you less and they charge you more. And Tom Ford's story is one good example of that. So if you have any thought, if you have any solution, if you think this is wrong, right, don't care, whatever, put it down. Let's have a conversation. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem correct to me. Maybe I'm too emotionally attached to these things. I don't know. Maybe I'm gone mad. Maybe I'm gone senile. Maybe I am stupid. All those things are possible. Nobody's, perfect. But let us know your opinion. What shall we do? What shall we say? I don't know. I don't have a solution to this. But what can we do? We have to do something, isn't it? I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, you tell me what to do, what to say, what to expect. Plan? Any plan? No, I don't know. Anyway, so this is the story of this one in particular. Is they ruined it again. They ruined so many other ones. They ruined it. Another one. Okay, guys. If you like or dislike, you know what to do. Use your fingers. Your fingers do wonders. Okay. If you think I'm in the right path, hit those buttons. Indulge me, support me, whatever. This episode is not a good one. I'm not feeling well. I don't know. Something emotional come over me. Anyway, I'll see you later, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, bye.